It's all right. You got some shows lined up. You got maybe some of them are out of town. That'd be cool too. Well, how do you get there? Well, let's talk about that.
What's up, everybody? Matt here, Music Scene, Ohio. You are watching a weekly riff with Chris Adams. Check it out.
Hey folks, Chris here, that Truckin guitar player. This week we're going to talk about transportation, how you get to the gig, and if it's out of town or what have you. So let's just talk for a second about maybe just staying local, in your hometown or whatever, in your own area. Well, how you getting there? Are you each individual band member getting there on your own? A lot of people do that, but not everyone does. Maybe somebody in the band has a minivan or has a pickup truck. You can put all your gear or most of your gear in the minivan or in the pickup truck, and consolidate vehicles. That'll save you a lot of money over the long haul, because gas isn't cheap. That's what I use to get around in, and I'm able to get quite a bit in it and get to where I need to go and what have you. It's not the perfect solution, but it works. Another option is you can rent a van, 15-passenger van, and maybe a U-Haul trailer, and although that's not cheap either. But it's an option, especially if you're going someplace that's maybe a couple hours away. Just got to have a credit card. Without that credit card, nobody's going to rent you a vehicle, and neither will U-Haul. You could also save up your money and buy a utility trailer to throw your gear in. I know people who do that too. It makes it a lot easier when you can consolidate vehicles. You can put everybody's gear in it and get it there all at the same time. You don't have to wait for the bass player to show up finally to do your sound check. Everything's there. No offense to bass players, but you know what I'm saying. There's always that one guy that shows up last. Doesn't necessarily have to be a bass player, but things happen. Traffic, whatever. So, it just makes it easier to get everybody's gear there at the same time. And if that's not an option, well, then you do what you got to do. But I would encourage you to consider it, though. Another thing that you want to do, and it's a big thing, spend the money on decent road cases for your guitars and your drums. Not only do the cases protect your equipment, but it also makes handling them a lot easier and packing them into the vehicle a lot easier. Don't forget your merch. You spend all that money on your t-shirts and your bumper stickers and what have yous. Don't forget them. You got to have space in the vehicle for them as well. Otherwise, why bother having it? And when possible, make sure you bring backup of everything. I mean everything. If you use a wireless system on your guitars, make sure you bring an extra cable, in case your battery pack dies. Drummers, bring extra sticks, heads, what have you. Guitar players, bring extra strings, an extra guitar. It's not always practical to do that, but it's wise to try and do it every time. We'll talk more about the being prepared for everything in another episode, but I can't tell you how important that is. But you got to have room for it in the van, or in your trailer, or in your pickup truck. So you got to be kind of conservative on what you bring, but you need to bring what everything you absolutely need. And that's why it's best to have maybe a like a 14-foot utility trailer on the back of a pickup truck, if you can do that. If not, then it's something to work forward to. And once you get going, get to the venue on time. Be early. I was taught early on this one simple thing, and it's stuck with me ever since. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. So be early. Show up at, if they tell if the venue tells you to be there at 6 o'clock, be there at 5:30. That way you're ready to go. And if you got one member of the band that might show up at 6:30, tell that person that the venue wants you there at 5:30. They'll show up at 6 on time. Oh, we all know people like that. So sometimes you got to do some stuff like that just to get things done right. In the long run, though, it really doesn't matter what you drive as long as you get there. Get you where you got to go and get you there in one piece and safe. With all that being said, we'll talk to you next week. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please stick around. Subscribe, hit that bell, and consider checking out my Patreon. I'll be doing great giveaways there to all Patreons, and you get a shout out in the credits. Thanks.